John and Marcia, can you hold on? Can you hold on for a second? I wanna ask you guys both a question while I have your faces here.
Absolutely.
Is that cool? Do you have like 10 minutes? Can I reverse interview you guys?
All right, let's do it.
No, I'm serious, Brittany. Keep the recording going if it works. This just came to mind. Okay, I'm taking the controls of our roundtable meeting and we're reversing it. I'm
All
going to
right.
interview Marcia and John. Um, so what in the heck is happening in the world? Well, I mean, it has. I've been wanting to talk to you guys both about our interest rates and the state of what's happening as a listing agent and a buy side agent who's very active, and I know Joy probably is as well. We are feeling it. I'm feeling it. I should speak for myself. Sellers, the homes are being reduced. We're seeing less activity across the board. Open houses are, that's my vocabulary. It's a challenging time. People are very uncertain. But on the flip side, just had a great referral for Marcia yesterday. When people are ready to buy, they're ready to buy, right?
Yeah.
So, but can you speak to that? Because just a little, what's going on? Some tips, tricks, anything. I'm gonna be here with my popcorn. Like, give us a little update of what's going on with the feds. Help.
I'm going to give you my perspective, and then John can chime in.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to say is, if you look back over history, real estate, the market, the economy, it's a roller coaster ride. We have our ups and we have our downs. I mean, that's just been forever. And the key is that you can ride out the downs, right? And so, yeah, there's a lot of fear out there right now, a lot of uncertainty, because people, the media is driving the conversation, and there's a lot of uncertainty about tariffs. Where is this going to put us? Are we all going to, are we all going to lose our job? Is inflation going to raise its ugly head again? I would say, for the most part, this uncertainty has kind of put a bit of a damper on what actions people are willing to do right now. However, we've seen this before, and we've survived it before. I do believe there will be a light at the end of the road, and that, if we can just get, I guess, through the next, I don't know how long, you just have to have a positive message and a positive attitude. And real estate is a fantastic investment. You can look back through, the appreciation rates over the years in Hawaii. I mean, it's, there's been lulls, but for the most part, 2008, the crash, that, my property went down in value 50%. And it wasn't even 3 years later that it had come back up and was valued more than it was previously. Mm-hmm. So you just, it's the ups and downs of real estate, but in my opinion, it's a great time to buy, because it is slower. You're not going to be in bidding wars. Maybe you're going to get a little bit better price. And I know rates are not that great, but there will be a refinance opportunity at some point. So the fear factor. John, you can go ahead and chime in.
Well, you guys both said it well. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty, and this is a bit unprecedented what we're faced with right now, because we haven't had fiscal policy of this nature in my career as a mortgage person, which is the tariff thing. So you have fiscal policy, you have monetary policy, and so we have an administration that is using tariffs as a bargaining tool with good reason. right? To try to level the playing field for the import-export scheme between nations. We get that, right? But what
Mm-hmm.
happens there is it puts a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear into the air, both from a personal perspective and from business perspectives as well. Companies don't know what to do, and they're not quite sure how to adjust to this changing environment. And we're not sure just how much the environment's really going to change, because maybe this is more of a bargaining tool and it's going to come back to a little more normal stance, but maybe not. Maybe there is going to be an extended trade war between China, United States, and other ones. So that uncertainty causes people to pause, and it also causes rates to potentially increase, because tariffs is just another form of a tax. And if it really is in there long term, it's going to cost somebody more, right? Because you're paying more for that product eventually. And some of that's going to come down to the consumer. And that's the very definition of inflation, right? That means that the monetary policy, which is the Fed, now, in my opinion, who've done a pretty good job bringing rates down over the last couple of years. Now they have a whole new economic environment challenge to face there. And if you heard Chairman Powell say today that there's a lot of uncertainty in the air, and they're just not sure what to do. So
Yeah.
that's what's driving rates, Sloan. Bond
Good.
traders are uncertain what's going to happen for rates in the future, so they're going to demand higher rates right now, and the 10-year bond is kind of a proxy for where mortgage rates are at, and that's why rates are going to be higher on mortgages for the time being as well. And until that all settles out, and it could literally be years, it's going to be hard to tell what's going to happen with rates. But I tend to agree with you that this is unprecedented, but kind of the new norm for a while. If it's time for you to buy, and if you find a house that you like, and if you can afford that house, yes, rates are somewhat higher than what they used to be, but they've been way higher in the past when people were buying homes and still living there. And you got to live someplace. So if you find that home and you can afford it and you can buy, go ahead and buy. And like what Marcia said, eventually rates are going to come back down. It's part of the economic cycle. And you'll be there to refinance and take advantage of that lower rate. And you'll have that appreciation in your house, which is fairly consistent over time. 4 to 5% is just kind of the economic cycle. It just happens, even through good times and bad. So rough time, if you can buy, I agree, go ahead and buy. Be careful, be cautious, make a fully informed decision, which the people on this call can help you with.
Yeah. I last thing I'll say is that, we hear this a lot in real estate. Marry the house, date the rate. Right? Marry the house, date the rate. We're all like, what? And I started thinking about that in working with clients. I'm, in the field a lot. And I thought, I think we need to shift that. It's date the house, date the rate. Especially if you're, we're all in a dating atmosphere. I feel like swipe left, swipe right, but keep your options open. Find a location, Joy, like you said, but I think it's date the house, date the rate. You might not find the best house, but you really have to look at the numbers and make sure that it makes sense for you. And if that's the case, and then you go into it open eyes. But that first house, you don't have to marry. You don't have to marry it. You can date it for 5 years or whatever, and then make a commitment to the next one. I think like re-educating our clients and our the folks that we serve, and that real estate is fluid and that it's a process. That gone are the days where you bought that one home and you were in it for 30, 40, 50 years. That is just not the quote unquote American dream anymore. It's more about this stepping stone and getting in. There's never going to be the perfect time. It's never going to be, perfect. So I don't know. That was just, it's been on my mind, and everything that's going on in the news, and you guys are the experts. I thought I'd want to throw it out there and see what you thought.
Well, we have this unprecedented time going on with tariffs and stuff like that, but the macroeconomic environment is still the same. There are fewer homes available to buy than we have buyers who want to buy homes. There's greater demand right there. And what's going to happen, I expect, and most of the experts that you'll check out in the media that know what they're talking about, is there's going to be consistent appreciation of homes over the next 5 years at least, 4 to 5%, and that's historically supported as well. So if you're waiting on that $500,000 home and you're waiting for that lower rate to come along and you kind of want to get through this turbulent period and you buy it next year, that home is now $525,000 to $540,000 that you're buying. So if you can buy, once again, be wise and make a good choice on that. But I wouldn't let this fear hold you back from buying a home in a right spot. And like Sloane is saying, you might sell that home 3 or 4 years later. You're going to have that equity on your side for either a refinance or for selling the home and using that to buy the next home up that you want to buy. If you're waiting, it's going to be just more expensive one way or the other in the future for you. And just want to recognize that when you're looking at this.
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
I'll just
sorry,
chime
Marcia.
in a little bit, Sloane, that you're just absolutely spot on. Your first buy, your second buy, even your third buy. I don't know how many properties I bought now to finally get to the one I'm at. It is a stepping stone process. My mantra is with these buyers is, it's not going to be perfect. Just buy it if you can afford it. It's going to appreciate over time. We've seen it. History has proven that. And you can step up to the next house and the next house, and you will get into your dream house. But to try to jump into that dream house right from the start, hard, especially here in this market.
Yeah, it is. And that dream house, there's a lot more competition. That's just, it's like the prime location, the best house on the block, the one that's priced right. That one is going to have everyone's attention, and there will be multiple bids, multiple offers on that house, right? So it's just, I think, I just think there's an opportunity for everybody. I totally agree with what you guys are saying. There's a lot of fear happening, but there also is hope, and I think we have to hold on to that. There's also hope, and if you can buy, I totally agree with you guys. Do it with the numbers in mind, and with people that you trust. So thank you so much, Joy. Sorry, I just kind of went on a rant.
That's okay. So my word to the buyers who is fear or have a second thought, I say, how much you're paying for your rent right now?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're paying $2,500, why not be your own landlord? Why do you not want to pay to yourself while you're still paying others? Right? When the time, when everybody's scared, you should be greedy. Right? When everybody's greedy, you should be scared. That's what.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's Buffet's mantra. So, take the words, right? So, yeah.
Good point, Joe. You're going to pay somebody's mortgage, so it might as well be your own that you're paying, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Catch you next time.
Aloha.
Yeah. Aloha. Mahalo.